Thank you for the 60 long months of subscribing. 5-year hype.
Dang, you all are showing up right on the start. Appreciate that. Good to see you, Sean, Rambling Geek, J. Walter. Sean, thank you for the 60 month. 5 years, dude. Oh my god. Good thing I almost didn't stream today for you to share that. Glad I did to reminisce. I appreciate you, brother. Means a lot, Sean. My goodness. I don't even have the lights on today. Alright, so listen, heads up. We're not doing the intro dance because I just don't have the energy today, folks. I'm sorry. I don't even have my actual production lights on. However, the green screen's is doing pretty good considering. So, what we have in store for today is we're going to do a little chat and wins of the week. We'll play Wordle and Words on Stream. We're doing a throwback stream. What do you mean by throwback? Rainbow Geek, that's okay. How's the PC? PC's actually doing okay. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I did. Maybe it is the hardware acceleration settings on all the video input sources in OBS. Maybe. But I'm not touching anything. I'm gonna leave it. Thank you for asking, Rambling Geek. The other thing I want to get from you all is I'm gonna do a PC build, and I'm gonna go all out because I'm getting a tax return, a tax refund because I overpaid, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start looking into building an actual PC now. So, yeah. So I figured you especially, Rambling Geek, since you were with us last time talking about doing that, would be interested in hearing that. So maybe we'll talk through that a little bit today. I'll see how long I can go. Like, I'm very like low energy. My eyes are like strained. I'm not like sick anymore too. I'll get into it. We'll talk. Buy lots of Sony cameras. Yeah. Remember, M2 SSD for the win. Yeah, for sure. What's this refund thing that you're talking about? Chris Funk. Yeah. Listen, Chris Funk, the tax refund. I assume you're just joking around. You're being sarcastic. But what I end up doing, both my wife and I, at our jobs, like we both have salary jobs. We get a W-2. And we both put in, okay. We both put in that we're single and no dependents. And that way we overpay out of our paychecks. It's not necessarily the best strategy. Like, there's other people that say, don't do that. Do it as accurate as possible, and you want to break even as close as possible. I totally understand that. And I'm kind of dabbling with that a little bit this year for 2023. But in any case, for the past all my career basically, I've always claimed single independent and then filed jointly with my wife and claimed my kids on when I filed my tax return. And then I would always get money back. Actually, I have some things to talk about with the taxes too. We can talk about that. Randomly, I thought my A6400 was dead. Oh man, that would have made my heart sink to my stomach. All right, we're gonna just jump right into it because I'm not gonna do the old song and dance at the beginning. I hope you all understand. Let's just get into chatting and talking a little bit, and then go from there. I appreciate you all being here that joined, considering the late start for today. Let me switch and see if you all can see me okay. Yeah. But this is without my lights on. Let me show you. I'm going to do the lights on very briefly, because I feel like it's just going to strain my eyes more. All right, ready? Definitely looks better. But I'm surprised that the green screen actually still works. Oh, there it goes. Oh, look at it adjust. That was pretty slick. You can still see some distortion here. You know, like on the lower part of the green screen in that line there. But anyway, I'm pretty impressed, right? All right, good to see you all. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Clarkio Shenanigan Show, usually every Friday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I had a late start today for a number of reasons. We'll go into that in a moment. But glad to have you all here. Happy Friday. Let's get those wins of the week queued up. If you don't know what that is, exclamation point WOTW in the chat. There we go. Stream Elements bot will share more with you. If you want to understand why we do wins of the week, well, there's also this link to the Wizard of Stoke over on TikTok, who talks about the German word Freudenfreude. It's a fantastic video. I highly recommend checking out Wizard of Stoke and learning more about Freudenfreude. Okay, so let's talk about wins. I'll play Wordle. I haven't done the Wordle for today, and then we'll do words on stream and then call it a day. So it's going to be a short one. I'm not going to get into the technical topic today. Let me explain what's going on with me. So on Sunday morning, really, I started feeling like a little icky, but I was just like, oh, maybe I'm just tired or whatever. And I just pushed through it because it's the weekend. You know, we spend time with the kids and everything. They did like water toy stuff, like, not water toys like, you know, like jet skis or anything like that. That'd be nice though. Water toys in the sense of like a water table or like a little splash pool thingy that you hook up your hose to. You know what I mean? Like those cheapo plasticky rubbery things or whatever the heck they are. Sprinklers and stuff like that, right? So we're doing all that, and I was just feeling like lethargic and low energy. And then it hit me like a ton of bricks Sunday night into Monday. I had like 100 plus fever, 101.2 I think on that night. The highest I had was 101.4 at one point. But Sunday night into Monday night was the worst of it. Like I had the chills like uncontrollably, and then I would get the sweats and all that jazz. On Sunday I tested for COVID, negative. At home test, like the 15-minute thing. Monday I did the same, negative. And Monday during the day, so in the morning I still felt cruddy. But I felt like I was through it because I started getting better in the middle of the day, and I even tried working a little bit. And then at night, it hit me like a ton of bricks again. And I was like, oh, shit. You know, excuse my language, but oh, shit. Like, I thought I was good, you know? So then I made so Monday night, I made an appointment to go to the doctor, like one of those 24-hour, not 24-hour. Actually, it might be. No, I don't think it's 24-hour. One of those clinics, though, in the U.S., those of you that are familiar. And got checked out. I got tested for COVID again there with their more advanced testing that they have. Flu A and B and strep throat. All of it came back negative. And I'm like, well, what the hell is this? You know, and she was just like, it's probably a viral infection that you got from the kids or something like that. And, you know, you gotta let it run its course. It sounds like by Tuesday, though, I was feeling much better. Like, I wasn't, in the sense of I wasn't having a fever. Without any medication too. Like I wasn't having a fever. I still had a little bit of a sore throat, but I was still feeling like I was physically feeling like I didn't have the symptoms of like what I was feeling like Sunday night into Monday and Monday night into Tuesday. So I was all good. Although she scared me a little bit. She's like, you're probably gonna have another rough night tonight though. And I was like, great. So Tuesday night I prepared, but I ended up not, which was fine. But so here's the thing that's been screwing with me though is I've still been like low energy, and like my eyes have felt strained, and like I'm just feeling tired. At night, I'm struggling to sleep because I'm just like fidgety. Like I get this like the best way I can describe it is because it's not like pins and needles or like if you hit your funny bone, you know how you get that tingling kind of feel. It's not like that. It's just like a different type of like tingling in my lower back that makes me want to move my legs and get up and get around and stuff like that. And that was at first only happening to me at night, but then I think it was either Wednesday during the day or Thursday. It was Thursday during the day. I was feeling the same thing during the day to the point where I couldn't sit in my office here. This is why I'm worried about doing the stream today. Even I can't stay in the office and at a computer for very long right now because I just get fidgety and I can't sit still. My head starts bothering me. So I don't know. I might need to get checked out some more. But yeah, so that's what's going on with me. Like I hold on. I heard my wife call out, but I don't know if she's talking to me or the dogs. So anyway, yeah, that's what's going on with me. So I'm hoping that it's just like residual from me being sick, the viral infection that I had, and then it'll just like wear off after a while. But I'm like, so you combine struggling to be able to sleep at night and then still feeling more fidgety during the day too. I'm just not, I don't have my usual energy levels and things like that going on. So that's what's happening. But on a positive note, my parents ended up, we thought they were going to be arriving. They're on spring break up from New York. Their spring break just started. But we weren't expecting them to come until like later today. They ended up making it late last night. So that was a pleasant surprise. So that's one win right there. The other win is we got a brief chance to see after I was feeling better and I was 24 hours without a fever, see some old friends friends of my wife and I, who have kids around the same age. So we got to see them that we don't normally get to see. We usually see them around this once a year basically now because they usually come down here for their spring break as well. So that's another win. Just feeling like I'm on the mend from that viral infection, but still having these residual like weird things going on is kind of worrying me a little bit. But anyway, that's long story short now, even though it's already a long story. That's why I'm off with how I'm producing the stream today. Part of why I started later was like because this morning I was really feeling like drained and not like I couldn't focus and stuff like that. And then my parents were like, well, you know what, let's just go out to lunch, see if you feel better after you eat something, and then you take it from there kind of thing. So I do feel like a little bit of burst of energy from having some food, and I figured let me at least do like a quick hour-ish stream just to connect with you all, see how you're all doing, because I do really look forward to our wins of the week stuff that you all do with me here, so I appreciate that. And then take it from there and get some rest maybe after. All right, so that's what's up, chat. That's what's happening, and thank you for tuning in right now. So your wins of the week, what do you got going on? Chris Funk got a new puppy in your family. That's awesome. Congrats on that. Very cool. What kind of puppy is it, if you don't mind sharing? Nafron, good to see you, buddy. Hello world to you too. Raymond Geek, no, I don't think it was food poisoning. I was originally thinking that, but after going to the clinic, they seemed like it wasn't that. What's up, Exegete? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. Happy to have you here. Happy Friday. What's your win of the week? We're scrolling through some more of the wins of the week, backwards though this time. Rambling Geeks win of the week, spending extra time with your son. That's awesome to hear. Always good. That's always a win. Congrats on that. I see Chris Funk says it's a mini golden doodle. Cool. That's such a cool looking dog. Robert Tables, good to see you, buddy. Thank you for being here. Win of the week. In 2 days, I will be smoke free for a month. Dude, congrats. And my 2 new puppies are healthy and happy. Look at that. You have 2 new puppies too. I forgot about. Yeah, I think you mentioned that last stream, right? What kind of puppies did you get, Robert Tables? We got 2 people sharing that they got puppies. Today's puppy day on the Clarkio stream. That's awesome, though. Congrats on both, Robert Tables. Very proud of you, bud. Keep it up. Don't give up. Stay strong. Well done, and thank you for sharing. Sean, I see your win of the week. It's Friday. Glad to hear that. I know you've had a bit of a rough week, buddy, so hopefully you have a stress-free weekend. Rambling Geek says, yeah, I did it for a little while. Sounds like a short-term savings with the tax stuff. Yeah, we can talk about taxes. Yeah, remind me to talk about taxes a little bit too.
Dino8 says I still don't have my VPC.
You still don't? Jeez, dude. Hey, listen, like I told you, you're getting, if they're not going to allow you to do your job, but they're still going to pay you, well, they're still going to pay you, right? That's all you can do. Chris Funk says, my wife and I had a bad surprise this year when we did taxes. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. I know that can happen, and it's not fun. And I'm very sorry to hear that. Taxes are they're wild. Like, I was talking with my dad about taxes too, because he's retired now, and he ended up taking. So there's those of you that are working at a W-2 type job, a salary job. Maybe you're contributing to a 401k. Depending on the type of 401k you're contributing to, could impact you when you go to retire. So there are two types, at least that I'm aware of, and I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just me sharing my experience with you, kind of thing. All that blah blah blah. I gotta say, there's two. From my understanding, there's two types of 401ks. Oh, there's an ad, of course.
There's an ad running for 90.
We are what? 17 minutes into the stream and there's already an ad? What is the deal, Twitch? Oh no, the cams aren't on right now. Exegete. Or do you want to know what kind of camera I'm using? Is that what you're doing there? Let me know. Although you should be in an ad right now.
Message from Exegete.io. I was really surprised when the stationery store moved.
Nice. Very nice. Oh, you were trying to play with the cams? Okay.
Thank you for the 41 long months of subscribing, Freakberg. I'm late to the party that started late.
Freakberg. The Brian text-to-speech says your name Freakberg. I like that. Thank you for the 41 heckin' months, man. Late to the party that started late. No worries, Freakberg. I know you've been busy at work too, man. Hope things are going good there. What's your win of the week if you got one to share? So yeah, quick update on anybody else that's tuning in. I was pretty sick, not with COVID, not with strep, not with flu, Sunday through Tuesday, and then I still have some residual effects that are going on that are messing with my focus, my energy levels, and my sleep at night. So that's why we're doing like a modified stream today. All right, catching up. So the ad should be done by now, right? What were we talking about before the ads? I don't even remember now. Dang it. The puppies. Robert Tables was going to share puppies that his family got. Chris Funk got the mini golden doodle. Wife wanted something small, and I wanted a golden, so we compromised. Yeah, fair. That's cool. Exegete's win of the week. Survived partner, kiddo, and doggo all being sick all week. Dang, dude. I applaud you. Big time applaud to Exegete on that. That is tough. That's why, like, when I felt, when I get sick, or I always feel guilty because I know what it's like being a solo parent with like 2 kids, let alone whatever you got going on. And I felt so bad, and I was trying to get up and just push myself to help out where I could with the kids and whatnot while I was really down and out on like Sunday, Monday, and a little bit on Tuesday, because you just feel guilty as a parent, as a partner, right? You're seeing your partner taking on the weight of everything that normally you would break up between the two of you. So yeah, I feel that, Exegete, and I feel for you and commend you on that, and I'm sure your family appreciates you very much for that. So Nafron's win of the week got Rust dev container to be working. That's cool. Very interesting. Good stuff. Thank you for sharing. And that goes to everybody. Thank you so far. Thank you everyone so far that has shared or is preparing to share and writing it up right now. If you got wins of the week, get them queued up. I'm reading through them. Would love to hear about it. There's Frackberg's 41 months. Thank you for that long time. Appreciate you, buddy. Frackberg says, closest I've got this week was did not die. I'm glad. Very glad to hear that. Exegete says, are we doing Wordle? Yeah. Should we warn folks? Yes, we're going to do the Wordle. What do you mean warn for folks though? Oh, like let them know that we're gonna do Wordle? Yeah, we're gonna do the Wordle. And then we'll play words on stream a little bit, and that's about it. So I want to talk about taxes a little bit. Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. I was talking with my dad, and then I was saying this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. All that stuff out of the way. This is just my experience and the bit of knowledge that I have come to acquire in researching stuff for myself and my family. So there's like when you're working at a salaried job in the US at least, probably elsewhere too, you can elect to, and not all jobs offer this, but some jobs actually no. Yeah, not all jobs offer the ability for you to automatically what's the word I'm looking for? Automatically like deduct out of your paycheck to put into a retirement account like a 401k, right? And then not every company offers that, and they match to help contribute to your 401ks up to a certain percentage, which that's awesome when the company's doing that, and you should really try to max that out, whatever it is. So if they offer up to like a 5% match, you should put in at least 5% of your paycheck into a 401k, because then you're doubling that with the company putting it in. That's not out of your pocket, it's out of the company's pocket, right? But not every company offers that at all, so you might have to do that on your own, or they offer it where they'll do it for you, but they're not going to contribute to it with you, right? So in any case, there's two types of 401ks, retirement accounts you can do in that realm. There's pre-tax one, and then there's essentially post-tax, which they call Roth, R-O-T-H. I tend to like the Roth one better. And so what the difference between the two is, pre-tax is before they tax your paycheck. So for every paycheck that comes in, you're going to contribute a certain percentage that you elect to put in. So let's say it's like 1% or something. Like you want to start off small, that's fine, as long as you're starting something. So let's say you do that before the pre-tax 401k, which is the traditional 401k. They will take out that 1% from your paycheck before they run it through all the tax calculations. So basically, let's say, I don't know, you make $1,000 a paycheck, whatever that may be, whatever frequency it is, and 1% of $1,000 is what, $10, I think, right? 10% would be $100. Yeah. So $10. They take the $10 out, and instead of you getting taxed on the full $1,000, you're going to get taxed on $990 instead. So you're going to pay less in taxes on your income now because of that deduction coming out from your paycheck before you get taxed on it, right? You get what I'm saying? Whereas the other way you can go, but the downside of that is when you retire, any funds that you have in that account, that traditional 401k pre-tax account, you're going to have to pay taxes on any money you try to withdraw once you hit retirement requirements for that. Okay? The other option I was talking about, Roth, you pay, let's say it's still that $1,000 that you're getting in a paycheck. You'll get taxed on it first, whatever the tax rate is, and whatever's left over, let's say after taxes, I don't know, you have $700, okay? Then of that, you take your 1% of 700, which would be $7 now, and that goes towards the 401k. But when you go and retire, you won't have to pay taxes when you withdraw from that account because you already paid taxes up front, right? You know what I mean? Out of your paycheck. So that's the two things. I tend to lean towards that because like what I'm seeing now with my dad is he did the traditional one, is my understanding. You know, what he's learning, I think too. I don't think he knew the difference between the two. He just knew he should do a 401k, which is great for his generation to be doing that. And for given his background and education and all that stuff, okay, definitely commend him for that. But now he's having since he's retired, any money he takes out of his 401k, he's gonna have to pay taxes on with that. I was originally thinking like, why are you having to pay tax on that? You should have done, I don't know if they even had that actually when he started, because he's so old kind of thing. Like maybe they didn't have that type of retirement account available to them. So anyway, that's just my two cents on taxes and that kind of thing. Roth is relatively new. Okay, there you go. That explains it then. I had a feeling that might be the case, so thanks for clarifying that, Chris Funk and Sean. Finite, good to see you, buddy. Financial Friday with Clarkio. Yeah, we're having a little bit of a untraditional Clarkio show today because I'm not quite 100%. Feeling 100%. I think it was introduced in the late 90s, early 2000s. Okay, yep, fair enough. Finance says Roths are great, though you are limited in the amount you can contribute in a calendar year. I think that's the case for both, right? Whether it's a Roth or a traditional 401k, there's a limit, and the employer match is still taxable. Okay, that's a good point. I didn't know that. So there you go. It's a good thing we have this community, this collective knowledge, collective brain to hear more about that. Ayush says keep consistent paying them. Yeah. Yep. Exegete says I'm on the we set up a 401k for you but won't match group. Yep, that's what I'm at. That's my company. They fortunately have 401ks. I think when I first started they didn't quite do that, but then within like 3 months of me joining they had added it in, I believe. So I joined at the right time here, at least. Exegete says they make up for it with base salary, which is good for lower income. Okay, yep, that's good to hear. Yep. Yeah, a lot of companies will do that. Like they'll say, hey, we don't have retirement, but we're gonna pay you X amount more so that you can put it towards your retirement type of thing. Because I don't know what, you know, as a company, like what the costs are for them to have that type of benefit too, you know? I gotta imagine there's some tax benefit for them doing that, right? Because why would companies offer it if they're not gonna? I mean, it's definitely well, one of the reasons companies would offer it is because other companies are offering it, and if you don't, you're not really being competitive to bring in candidates, right? So there's that aspect of it. But yeah. Sean says, yeah, they both have limits. Oh, the employer. So Chris Funk is clarifying the employer match is still taxable when you withdraw. Okay. Sean says, yeah, I've got the 401k with match. I don't remember the percent, so that's nice. Yep. Finance says Roth limit is much smaller. Last I looked, it was $6,000 a year. For traditional, there are so many different ways you can contribute. Most people could contribute the bulk of their yearly salary. I'm pretty sure the Roth is higher than that because I use Roth and I contribute more than that. So I might be wrong, but I mean, I just did my taxes. And I'm trying to think. Because I've tried to max out whatever it is. So from the IRS, the most you can contribute to all of your traditional and Roth IRAs is smaller. For 2021 is $6,000 or $7,000 if you're age 50 or older by the end of the year, or your taxable compensation for the year. Well, I had a tax professional do my taxes, and maybe I'm not using a Roth for my work stuff then? I might have to look. Now you got me second guessing myself, Finite. I appreciate the info, though. Ayush says, any benefit in government hospitals for elder people? Well, yeah, when you retire, in the U.S. at least, we have, what is it, Medicare and Medicaid. There's both of those. I might be mixing them both up. So it's limited to 6K Roth. 401k is 22.5. Individual retirement account is 6K. Okay. I'll have to double check on that then. Maybe there's is there like an exception when you do like through a job or something? Because it's not like something I'm doing on my own outside. You know what I mean? Excuse me. I'm not sure then. I know I'm not fully maxed out, like because my tax, I use a certain tax company that I don't really want to because I know that they and all the other tax companies are part of the problem that make our tax code so complicated here in the US intentionally so that they stay in business. But I digress. So I pay the tax cabal. I pay the tax cabal. and they tell me like, oh, I'm not maxing out my 401k. I should, I forget what it was, but like up my percentage so that I can max it out more. So I'm assuming that they're doing it right, and they guarantee it. That's why I pay this year. So this year, for the first time, I actually asked, I went and paid a little bit more for them to do my taxes for me. And my biggest reason is I looked at it as an investment. Is in the past, I've done my taxes myself using software and doing e-filing and that kind of stuff. And I've always been unsure of whether I'm doing my taxes properly. Like, for the most part, it's simple, but like with Twitch, I have to report the income that I've made from Twitch, which is usually, you know, it ranges, but like you all know, like I'm not making a living off of this. I don't do this for the purpose of making a living. But you know, it's like in the ballpark of like for the whole year, $1,000 kind of thing, right? But I figure I have to still report on that because I know I get the tax forms from Amazon actually around that, and for the past few years, I always thought I had to pay state income tax to the state of California because that's where Twitch is based out of, and so I've paid a little bit of money, you know, whatever that is, for the state income of $1,000, let's say, over the past few years. And it turns out I never should have done that. I never really had to do that. Working remotely from another state, you don't have to do that. Some states will require it, but not apparently according to the same thing goes for, I think I've shared with you all that I've done, I don't have anything recent, but I've done Pluralsight courses, which they're based out of Utah, and paid decent amount of money to the state of Utah for the past few years, and I apparently should not have had to do that. So in any case, this investment on having an actual personalized CPA do my taxes for me this year helped me learn that, so that I know for the next year not to pay any income tax to the state of California or Utah. So Finance says, ask California News for those monies back. I bet they'll get right on that. Yeah, they're not. So, and I asked the person, I was like, so what would I do to get that money back? And she's like, well, you file an amendment, but the fees to file an amendment based on like the total that I paid to them, it would end up being a wash. I'm like, great, that's cool. So I just like threw away money essentially to the state of California and Utah. Congratulations. Those of you that live in those states, you're welcome. Ayush says, what happens if I find a lot of money on the road? Do you have to report for it? Legally, yeah, as Sean mentions in the chat. Legally, yes. That's why, like, if you win in gambling, you got to report that. All kinds of stuff. It's just, it's wild to me. As I've gotten older, seeing all the different ways we get taxed as just everyday regular people. I mean, we pay taxes on purchases, food, tax on your income, taxes on retirement stuff. You know, like everywhere there's taxes. You're just getting hit upside the head, and it like never stops. It's like, even like if there's money to be found anywhere and you come into contact with it, you have to pay taxes on it. That's what happens here. And I wouldn't feel so like, what's the word I'm looking for? The initial word was going to say against it. I'm not against taxes. I wouldn't feel so maybe annoyed about all the different ways we get taxed as citizens here if I felt more confident in how that tax money gets utilized, in the sense of like it's helping for the greater good. And not to say that it doesn't, like there aren't cases where it does, but like I think, right? The key word there is I'm saying I think, and I feel that majority of our tax dollars here don't go towards the greater good of our society right now, especially right now. So, and I'm not like, we're not going to go deep into the weeds of like the whole political aspect of all that mumbo jumbo, but like I have a lot of strong feelings about all that. So, yeah. Anyway, that's what's going on. But as I was saying before, I'm going to purchase, I already started researching a little bit of getting a new PC, a new beefier monstrosity of a PC because I'm getting a tax. That's what brought on this conversation. Getting a tax refund. Because my wife and I overpay in our taxes out of our paycheck. We claim that we're single and don't have kid dependents. And then when we do our tax return, we file jointly and then claim our kids. So it ends up working out where we get money back. Whether that's the best strategy to use or not, that's up for debate for sure. And I wouldn't really argue one way or the other, to be honest. So, but to me, I'd much rather get money back than have to pay at this time of year every year. So that's why we take that type of strategy. Fine, it says legally you're supposed to report as income even ill-gotten gains. Yeah, there's a box for that. That's wild. Chris Funk says, "Yep, so glad I live in Texas." I'm glad. One of the few perks of living in Florida is no income tax. I think Tennessee's another one, and Texas, right? There's only a few states where there's no state income tax. So, Ayush says, that is so nightmare keeping track of every bill. I mean, so you don't have to, for the most part, everyday regular people in the U.S., Ayush, don't need to keep track of every bill. Necessarily. Oh, well, you mean like every dollar bill? Then yes. Essentially, yes. Does everybody do that? Probably not. Oh yeah, Washington has no income tax either, right, Sean? Thank you I forgot about that one. But I thought Ayush was going is like if you run your own business somehow, not somehow, but like what I mean by somehow is like some way or another. Like maybe you're a single proprietary LLC or you're an S corp or something, whatever. There's all different types of tax-based businesses that you could be running and owning or whatever it may be. And in that case, then you do want to keep track of all of your expenses and bills, which is where I thought you were going, Ayush, because then you can report on all those, like show your receipts as part of your tax return. And then you could say, hey, I made this amount of money in my business, but then I had all these expenses, and whatever the difference is between those two, you only get taxed on that kind of thing, right? It helps you with your taxes. It helps lower your taxable income as a business owner. So, Finance says Minnesota is one of the highest tax states, though I do have to say we seem to do a lot with the tax revenue. Quality of life in Minnesota is quite good across the board. That's good to hear. That's yeah. Then you don't mind it as much, right? I mean, you still mind it, but you at least you feel like it's going towards something worthwhile. So, all right. So with that said, let's play Wordle. What do you think? Unless you guys and gals want to talk more about taxes. It is that time of the year. So I should be getting my refund within a few weeks. So in preparation of that happening, I'm going to start building out a PC to figure out. I don't think I'm going to build a PC myself unless you all convince me to do so. I think I might just pay. I think it's like NZXT, it's like $100 fee for them to pay. And I might just prefer that. But the content, I hear you, Sean, but I think you know me well enough to know that, like, while I enjoy making content, I don't let that drive my decisions. I'm pretty lazy about my content. Rackbrook says, you have to build it on stream. It will be a great time, I promise. Yeah. Build it in the washing machine by night. It's like the dryer stream 2.0. Yeah. It's cheaper to build it. I know that, but I like NZXT's whole process and case. Actually, I guess we should start talking about it. Let's talk about PC builds. And you know what? Let's switch to just chatting at this point, right? I'm not going to be doing the defaults to software and game development. That's why. What is even I don't even know what my title is today. Oh, I'm not doing that. Let me change my title and category. Planning. Let's call it planning a PC build. He built this. The one I'm using right now, I did build on stream. Finances, actually don't mind it much. The taxes in Minnesota, it stings, but like you said, it's easier to pay when you feel like it's doing good. Yeah. Find out you built yours on stream. It was a great time. I don't doubt it. I mean, it's been years since I built mine. Actually, let's see if we can find it. Let me see if I can find that stream. I'll share my screen when I find it. Your videos. I want to say it was from 2017. PC build. Yes. Oh, it was 2018. All right, chat, we're going to take a look at this. All right, so look at my overlay then. That's wild. Let's turn this a little bit that way. Yeah. Okay. This is my old PC. So this was like a pre-built one that I bought from Best Buy. I still have that one. But I was like Frankensteining this one, taking parts out of this. And then I think I was just making sure the stream was running then.
Our first step is
This is my buddy Eric from college. He had experience building at least one other PC, if not more, prior to this, so he offered to come over and help me. And I think I was just basically I was taking parts out of the old one that I was going to use in this one, which I think I've completely, other than maybe the power source. Yes. I think the power source is the only thing that because that one had a really cruddy power source. I don't know what I took out of this one.
What you didn't hear me say was, I'm here with my buddy Eric Tryon.
Oh, there he is.
He's gonna help me make sure I don't break shit. Or we're gonna break shit still, he said, I think. Because he's done PC builds before. And I was also saying we already took some time loading up the boot disk on this USB to make it bootable.
Had it run out, but thanks for reminding me to check my retirement. There you go, Exegete. Glad to hear it. His name on Twitch was something like Steve Kyle, right? Yeah. I don't know why I think that. Yeah. No, you're right. I look so young. Thanks, Rambling Geek. I look different. Thanks, Finite. Ayush says, are you going to buy a 4090? I don't. The short answer is I'm not sure. Basically, whenever I'm going to do a PC build, I'm going to go like all out, especially that I'm getting a nice refund. And the reason I go for the one that I'm on right now, I went all out for that time frame, and it's lasted me this long, and it's really done quite well. But it's at this point, very starting to show its age, right? Very Dweena, happy Easter weekend. Appreciate that. Happy Easter to you as well. We do celebrate in my family. Thank you. What were we talking about? Oh, the 4090. So yeah, I gotta look at the 4090 and compare the differences between the different series of graphics cards nowadays. Because I think the 3000 series is probably good enough, but again, wanting to be future proof and go beyond, I tend to go beyond what I actually need when it comes to a PC build, so that way I don't have to. I don't even think about buying or looking for a new PC for many years to come, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my philosophy that I follow when it comes to a PC build. I would stick with the 3000 series. Yeah, I need to see what's the big difference between the 4000 and 3000. If it's negligible, then it's and if the cost difference is significant, but the difference in performance is negligible, then it's what's the point, right? Why am I going to pay an extra 100 or hundreds of dollars more for the 4000 series when the 3000 series is good enough? I have seen people build double 3090 just before 3090 Ti dropped. Oh, nice. Ayush, nice. So yeah, this was my PC build from 5 years ago. Just over 5 years ago now. So, this was the case. This is what my PC's in right now. I love the NZXT case are beautiful. I like the white monochromatic type of aesthetic of these. I still have that same motherboard. What else? I'm just gonna skim through this here. Yeah, Finite. What about do you have your latest PC build specs that you did? I'd love to see those and take a look at what you kind of jumped into. Any advice you have on that too? So yeah, with all the cameras that I have, maybe I could it'd be kind of fun to do a PC build, huh? I just don't know.
An ad is about to start in 5,000 milliseconds.
All right, ad's starting.
There's an ad running for 90.
Ramley says the card size for the 4090 and power draw isn't worth it in your opinion for the cost. Yeah, it's good to know. All right, this was the scary part. So yeah, this is what I'm working with. I run an Intel Core i7 7700K. That's what's still running. It's a couple years old now. Oh, I thought you just did one recently that you were saying. The Ryzen 5950X, RTX 3080, 64 gigs of RAM. 2 1TB NVMe drives. Nice. That's a pretty beefy boy, right there. 64 gigs of RAM. I'm happy. I still feel like 32 gigs is more than enough right now. 16 gigs is too small with today's day and age. But 32 is really, I think, quite sufficient. I don't ever... Actually, now that I look at it, maybe that's part of my problem too. I'm at 42% memory usage right now. I had not paid attention to that much now. It didn't occur to me to think about it. Because, again, 32 gigs has always been like... I remember like just having a gig or 2 gigs was like really big deal of RAM. And so like when I got this PC built and I put in 32 gigs, I was like, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to be thinking about I need more for so long. And that it just shows you that mentality that I've been conditioned to have. 32 is server level requirement. Yeah. 42% isn't bad. Yeah. He had to rebuild due to a drive failure. Okay, yeah. Though by rebuild it was mostly software after putting in a new NVMe. I got you. Okay. 32 gigabyte RAM runs NVIM. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. So yeah, this was us installing that. This was the scariest part. I think that most people that build their own PCs can agree that the scariest part of building it is putting in the CPU. You run too many Docker containers, you could get away with 32 gigs, but 64 works too. Yeah. Raymond Geek says, with all cameras, maybe you should consider 2 PC setup. That can complicate things with sound. Well, so that's definitely on my mind with this. Because it's not like this existing PC is going to go anywhere and not be used, you know? So I can use it in that regard, that configuration. Just slap all that stuff together, Finite? Yeah. Sean says, yeah, though, I like some of the newer CPUs where the pins are a part of the motherboard, so you don't have to worry about bending pins so much. Yeah. Crackwork says, I worked for Comp USA. Oh my gosh, remember those? When computers made 1 gigahertz jump? Yeah. I remember all the hype around that back then, too. I also remember buying my first 1 gigabyte RAM stick. I bet, man. You know, it's funny you say that because I think, were we talking about it last stream, or maybe I was talking about it with somebody offline? Like CPUs, I think I was talking about it with Dubsman. CPUs, I remember we used to focus on, because it was always single core, right? And we like one CPU doing all the computations. And the biggest thing was always like the clock cycle, the clock speed, and like the higher the gigahertz you could get. And nowadays it's like we've maxed out at what? Like I think it's like 5 gigahertz you can do, and we're going more with width or breadth instead of depth, it feels like. So like the Intel i9 13900K has 24 cores in it, like physical cores, if I understood it correctly. And I'm mind blown by that. But I need that. Like I want it. Like my next build is gonna have that CPU. XG says go big or go home. 3x PC streaming setup. I mean, I could. I still have that Best Buy PC too. Need them girthy CPUs? I do. With all the streaming and processing power. So I stream, I code, I use containers, I use Windows Subsystem for Linux, I do video editing. All those, I need a beefy computer. Sean Finance says, I think all the major CPUs have gone pinless CPUs. But then you can damage the pins that are on the motherboard, and motherboard prices these days are eek. Family Geek, I recall walking to school. I was around 15 and I was getting my first 40 megabyte hard disk drive. Yeah. I was so excited to have that much space. I know. Yeah. I bet. Finance says core counts have gone up, but so has core number of instructions per clock cycle. So while clock speeds have flattened out, the number of instructions in a given time is still going up. Okay, got you. I'm surprised though we haven't cracked the nut on the clock speeds though increasing with all, you know, whole Moore's law. I don't mean to be quotes, but like, you know, that whole Moore's law thing. Which I'm, you know, paraphrasing here, but Moore's law is like exponential growth in computational power from year over year. It's slowed down in recent years.
Should I try sliding it? No, just leave it. Leave it be.
I was nervous there.
Damn, that was nerve-wracking. You're ridiculous. That is the most nerve-wracking piece. Well, actually, that's the next part of closing it down, right? Yeah, so just pull it out.
You can see how stable this stream was. I think I was streaming from a MacBook Pro for this stream.
It's gonna make like a crunch noise. Yeah, it should explode. No, seriously, like no. Oh, is that okay? Did you hear that noise? Fine. Are you sure? Dude, why are you making that noise?
Do you hear that noise?
Well, that does not sound good at all. What the fuck was that? I was only yelling no. That was the plastic piece here. What? You're fine. That's okay? You're fine. Are you sure? You have me super fucking nervous right now.
I was a little more loose with my language then, huh?
Like we just borked the freaking thing. No. Here, hold on. Don't do that. Okay. It says put this here.
This is what I don't want to do. I don't want to go through this again. The bigger PC building is, the happier I am. Yeah, eventually have PC parts that just plug into your brain. Yeah, right.
No, look, it's saying take it out. Like after you close it down.
Language changes that first kid, right? It does a little bit.
It says 4, bring down the thing. 5, pull the thing out. It just popped off on its own, I guess. So it's supposed to be gone. But I guess that helps make sure it stays in line when you... I guess so. Just take out the plastic. Sean says, yeah, fossils. Everybody's saying take it out.
That's Sean that you all see in chat. WWSean08. Finance says, I think it is the lower, or it's the lowest hanging fruit at the time. For a long time, increasing clock speed was the easiest to achieve. Now we've gotten to a point where there is more bang for buck on per core basis looking at instructions per cycle. I got you, yeah. That was a classic stream, yeah. Freedom says, the way I build my PC, cheapest possible case and all the money on the GPU and RAM. I get a little, I splurge when it comes to my, because of the field I'm in and whatever excuse I'm gonna come up with now. It is what it is. It's the one thing that I kind of splurge. I don't like parting with chunks of money like this. Anytime it's like that level of expense, it always makes me sweat. I didn't like buying a house. I'd never like buying a car, buying plane tickets. All those, like, I don't know. I'm a pretty frugal person. I try to be as financially responsible as possible, but also generous as possible too, if that makes sense. And like I'm more willing to drop significant cash on like a donation to something than I am to buy computer parts for, even though I like it's something I would need, or like buying a car, right? Like I don't feel as good about it. So the way I build my PC cheapest, I read that. XG, do you use your own PC for Sneak? Both. The answer to that is both. I use like this PC to do a lot of the videos and streaming, and sometimes the programming for stuff that I've done with Sneak. Stuff that I'm allowed to do on this PC. Let me be very clear. Anything that requires like certain network access or it's proprietary to Sneak, it stays on the laptop that they issued me. So that's like the hard and fast rule that I follow with it. So, and they provided a MacBook, like one of the, it's not an M1, it's an Intel based 13-inch MacBook Pro. Still works great for what I use it for. Speaking of, I got my first PR from Sneak last week. Nice, congrats on that, Exegy. Thanks for letting me know. How did it go? Did it work out well, that PR, or what was the experience? I'd love to hear it. Remley says 4090s are around 2K. Oh, I didn't realize that. That's wild. Sean says I'm only financially responsible because of my job. I feel like sometimes. Yeah, I hear you. Freedom says renting PC is kind of better for me when it comes to needing large hardware. So we rent from ShadowTech. 45800 and Ryzen W, or A4500 NVIDIA. I got you. Okay. Makes sense. Like the A4500 is about 2500, 3500. I just can't buy stuff like that, so I rent it. Ah, yeah. Okay, I hear you. You rent it for the processing power, just for the time that you need it, and then you're done? Yeah, it makes sense. Why not? Yeah. I guess there comes a point, though, where if you do it so often, then it might be cost effective for you to just purchase it, right? I don't know what an A4500 is and how much that might be, but I'm just saying, thinking out loud. Exegy says it wasn't supposed to be assigned to me, sent it off to security ops, not sure what came of it. Oh. Okay, fair enough. Sean says, okay, I've got a meeting in a few minutes. I need to prep for catch you all later. All right, Sean, have a good one, man. If I don't see you, have a good rest of your Friday and weekend. Freedom says, is a server grade GPU meant for cloud GPU AI? Okay, it's very loud and hot. Okay, yeah, never mind. Yeah, never mind then. I wouldn't want that under my desk.
I'm sorry.
Thank
the
God.
diagram.
All right. So, am I safe to close this thing down or what?
Yeah, you can close it. It's fine.
But do you hear that creaking?
It's just the metal. It's not your CPU.
Okay.
That sounds awful. I don't like that sound.
Dude, I'm still so nervous right now. Did you drop your phone? No,
That's your phone. How did that get down there? Put the paste in.
I dropped my own phone there.
I'm fine with that. Can you do? I need like.
All right, now this is I don't have the CPU cooler anymore.
You already have a fan.
I don't have it hooked up anymore. I have it in its box. I should probably sell it or something. That's a chunk in CPU cooler. I now have a Corsair all-in-one AIO. Heatsink.
Intel LGA 20 whatever version.
No, we're the 11. We're this one. The 11.
Yeah, I have a smaller GPU on my machine. It's very quiet. Only $100 too. It's a 580 AMD. Nice. They used to be $500 in 20. Yeah. GPU prices are perfect for builds right now. You building at the perfect time for getting great GPU prices. Nice. Yeah, I definitely remember watching that and witnessing that when it came to when the 3000s first came out. And I think part of it was like supply issues, right, during COVID, versus the demand of it. Then also, in addition, you combine that with like a lot of people that were like doing crypto mining, and not that people aren't still doing crypto mining, but I think it's less in demand nowadays for people to want to do that. So they're probably not buying up as many GPUs. I'm guessing, right? I'm speculating here. So, yeah. All right, let's pause on that. Let's do the Wordle. We'll get back to the PC build stuff. I want to show you. I want to kind of spec out a PC and let's see what you all think about it. All right, so we're gonna do farts. Oh, we only got the S on that one. It kind of ties into crypto markets and a bunch of other stuff. The GPU boom bust. Yeah. But yeah, it's a good time to be in the market. I just got a couple weeks before my refund comes in, so right now I'm just doing research on what to buy before I actually execute. All right, so we got the S there at the end. F-A-R-T are not in the word. If you're new to Wordle, you'll get the gist of it as I play through it here. But you get hints along the way to guess a 5-letter word, 6 tries. You want to get in as little tries as possible. So, what other words end in S? I want to try and get some more vowels in there. So, like, P-O-U, pouds, louds, mouths. Let's try like M-O-D-E-S. We get a couple vowels in there and a couple common consonants. Oh, okay. All right, we got the O in the correct position too. Nice. Oh, what's up, Freckberg? Just trying to get my attention for some reason, or no? Just messing with me. Clouds? Maybe, what about jewels? That is a word. Or is there an E at the end there? That's why.
Did you turn
Message
off
from
TTS?
Exegitio. Did you turn off TTS?
No. I think that answers the question, right? You get 2 for the price of 1. Because of the way my bot's configured right now, I gotta fix it. Perpetually my answer. I gotta fix my bot. My eyes are starting to hurt, chat. Probably only have a little bit more in me, chat, okay? I didn't realize we've been streaming for about an hour. All right, we got what about hawks? Type in the wrong spot here. Maybe locks. Wow, what a guess. Locust? Locust? Is locust the word? Or is it like CHS? Like you got locks of hair is LOCHS, right? Man, what a good third guess that was. Oh, all right. I'm gonna go with this and send it. Ah, locust then? Oh, if it wasn't that, I was gonna freak out. All right, I'll share it in the Discord. Speaking of, if you're, see, like I'm getting that antsy feeling now, chat. It's like in my back. I can't sit still. Here's the link to the Discord, clarkio.com/Discord. And then we have a Wordle channel in there. You could share your results with the crew, with the community. That. Boom. All right, Wordle's done. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pop up. How many do we have? Do we have? Well, let me ask you all. Do you want to play Words on Stream at all today? Because if you do, I'll get that going. If not, then I'll take a quick break to go get some water and maybe get the. Okay, we got one. Jay Walter wants to play Words on Stream. Anybody else? I'm down. I like playing Words on Stream with you all. But if there's not enough people to play, then we're lucky if we get past the first round. You know. So I just want to double check on that. Let me know yes or no in chat if you're gonna play Words on Stream, if you're there.
Finite Singularity says I stopped by a little roadside shack that said lobster tails, $5. I gave the guy $5, and he started once upon a time in a far off. There was a lobster named Joshua.
Nice. Remington says, if you're not feeling great, go grab some rest. We'll be here when you feel better. Well, no. So what I was thinking, either way, I'm going to step away, get some water. I'm going to come back, and then we're going to do a quick PC spec of what I'm thinking of doing. Get your thoughts, and then we can call it a day. Or I can kick off a Words on Stream round. I'll still go get my drink, come back, and let you all finish playing that out, at least one round. I guess that's the thing. Do you want to play Words on Stream while I step away? Water and spec sounds great. Okay. All right. I'm going to throw up the BRB screen. I'll go get some water. Take like a minute or two to just kind of let my eyes stop looking at screens for a minute. And then I'll come back and check in with you all. We'll do a spec real quick and then call it a day. Cool. All right. See you all in couple minutes. All right, get your lurk on. Appreciate you having me open in the tab while you do your other things that you got to do. All right, I'll be right back. You having fun there, Exegete? All right, chat. I got some water. I'm still feeling kind of antsy. It really, like, I don't like feeling this way, man.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
It's just, like, I can't, it's making it hard for me to sit still and stay focused, and I'm getting, like, hot flashes. I don't know what's going on with me. All right, let's do this, though. PC build. Wow, one thing I wanted to say, we're going to do that. I have a 1440p monitor. I'm going to go, I tend to lean, I feel like Intel has the slightly better high-end chip than AMD right now, right? They still have the slight edge.
Message from Bold Bearded Builder. Menopause.
I had a feeling somebody was going to say that. Good to see you, buddy. You might be pregnant or going through menopause, Brian. Actually, just oops, standing desk mode. Even when I do that, like, that's the thing. Like, yesterday I was really trying to work, and I had a couple meetings, and for those meetings I was like feeling this antsiness, like this tingling in the back. It's not tingling. I don't know how to best describe it other than tingling, but in my lower back. And it's just like this agita, like this antsiness. Antsiness is probably the best way I could describe it. And I just can't sit still for calls and stuff. And then I would try standing, and I couldn't do this, like, same thing. I couldn't stand still. I had to, like, be moving. It got to the point where the one call I was on, I actually jumped on one of our working machines, an elliptical that we've never used, not never, but we haven't used in years. And I was like, please don't mind me doing this. I just not feeling right, and I need to be moving. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. LOL jinx. Exegete says, if you sit still, does it slowly pull more and more attention to that spot? Yes. Yes. Because I'm thinking about it more and more. So I do feel like it's part psychological. Like, I get anxiety about it. Alright, so the other thing I want to talk about with this build, I'll talk about both things simultaneously. Let's do it that way. I really want this case, except they're sold out. I think, like, either one is fine with me. I like just the outer glass case like that. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful case. So I might hold out and just wait until these come back in stock too, which is part of it. But I'm hoping that they might come back in stock by the time I get my tax refund. All right. XG says, my gout does that. If I leave my foot still, it gets more and more focused, and the fear of pain builds. Yeah, that's not fun, man. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I don't know how to. It's almost like restless leg syndrome. I don't know that have I looked that up actually. Restless leg syndrome.
An ad is about to start in 5,000 milliseconds. There's an ad running for 90.
I think that's what I might have. Yeah. It typically happens overnight for me, although it's been starting to happen a little bit during the day. Restless leg syndrome, also known as Willis-Ekman disease, can begin at any age and generally worsens as you age. Great. You can disrupt sleep, which interferes with daily activities. Simple self-care steps and lifestyle changes can help relieve symptoms. And then there's medication. Sensation that begin while resting. Yes, this is exactly what happens to me. Yep. I think you're all seeing me come to the realization of self-diagnosing. Quack. Yeah. Nighttime leg twitching. Yep. May be associated with another more common condition called periodic limb movement of sleep, which causes the leg to twitch. No, that's not it. Unpleasant sensations in the... No, but that's the thing. It's not in my legs or my feet. That's why I always thought that... That's why I always feel like it's not that. Maybe it's that's what I'm feeling, or creeping. Sensations which generally occur within the limb rather than on the skin. No. Sometimes the sensation is difficult to explain. Yes.
It's probably
Message from
brought on
Bald
by
Bearded
all the
Builder.
cocaine
It's
before
probably
bed.
brought on by all the cocaine before bed.
People with RLS usually don't describe the condition as a muscle cramp or not. Yeah, it's not that. They do, however, consistently describe the desire to move the legs. Yeah. It's common for the symptoms to fluctuate in severity. Sometimes symptoms disappear for periods of time and then come back. Yeah. They never seek medical attention because they worry they won't be taken seriously. Yeah. RLS can interfere with your sleep and cause daytime drowsiness and affect your quality of life. Talk with your healthcare provider. I might need to talk to somebody about it. What's the causes? Are unknown. There's no known causes. Hereditary, pregnancy. So maybe I am pregnant. Peripheral neuropathy. This damage to the nerves in the hands and feet is sometimes due to chronic diseases such as diabetes, alcoholism, no, iron deficiency. Maybe I'm iron deficient. No. You have a history of bleeding from the stomach or bowels? No. Experience heavy menstrual periods? No. Repeatedly donate blood? No. You may have iron deficiency. Spinal cord conditions. Lesions on the spinal cord as a result of damage or injury can have been linked to RLS. Having had anesthesia to no. Or Parkinson's disease. Oh, that's scary. They can range from barely bothersome to
So far, I've heard you're going through menopause, maybe pregnant, and possibly have a cocaine problem. I don't remember this part of planning a PC build. Maybe I did it wrong.
Locust says, did you try to look in the mirror to see if it's a rash or something? I have not. No, I don't think it's a rash. It definitely feels internal. Like, right in that region that I just pointed to on my back. My lower back, like the nape of your back, I think it would be called, right? Anyway, that's what I keep feeling, this sensation to have to move and I can't sit still. It's really, it's not like it doesn't hurt, it doesn't ache, it's just annoying. Irritating, you know? That's a hemorrhoid. Thanks, Triple B. All right, so I really want this case, but we're going to do a build without that case. We'll do the other case that I like from NZXT is this H7, I think. I don't know, which one's new? Or actually, that one's more glass, it looks like, right? But I think it's, or the H7 Elite. I think I've been doing... That's new. NZXT H5 Elite is new. Let me see it. What does it look like? It's pretty nifty. I like that. And what's the difference between that one and this one? 4 total storage, 2 hard disk drives, 3 SSDs, an audio mic, and 185 millimeter CPU height. Okay. Whereas this one is smaller. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. Alright, we got a case. Then I really like the white. I like the white aesthetic, chat. So remember, we're gonna go all out. I don't need the LCD display. Well, that is kind of cool. I think that's a little overboard for me. Where's the one without the LCD display? This one right here. Okay. Oh, chat, I don't have you up anymore. What happened? There we go. Oh, where you're pointing? That's I read that already. Okay. Where's the CPU? Oh, yes. See what I'm saying, chat? Look, this thing's got 20... Well, I'm in the way. It's got 24 cores at 3 gigahertz clock speed. That's a monster. And I'm going for it. Alright, motherboard-wise, I don't need Wi-Fi. We probably cut it down to this one. DDR5, non-Wi-Fi. Is DDR5 like all it's chalked up to be, or is it just like it's just the next thing? We'll skip the GPU for a second. We'll go back to that. 850 watt. I think that's fine. RAM. I think I have to go DDR5 now since I have the DDR5 motherboard. And these are all DDR4, 4, 4, and 5. So it has to be this one. And we're going to go... Let's go all out. 64 gigs. Okay. CPU cooler may be seated sideways to install RAM. Okay. I don't know what that means. We'll get the... Can we get a 1 terabyte? 1 terabyte. Alright, now it comes to the graphics card, right? Let me go to NVIDIA. And I want it, like, they let you compare graphics cards, right? How do you compare? Is there a way to compare all the, like, the 4000 versus the... So this is $1,600. That's wild. Oh. Is Ramlin Geek, you still there by any chance? I know you had strong opinions on this. Like for the 4090, you're getting 1/100th of a gigahertz at a difference from the 4080, but you're getting 8 more gigabytes of memory. That doesn't seem to make sense to justify a, what is that, $1,200 to $400 difference. And then, all right, let's take these out of it, the equation. $3090 was the same price as $1,200 as the 4080. How is that possible? A completely new series. That doesn't make any sense to me. The other thing is, like, what do they have to offer here? They have 3050, 3060, 4070, 4070, and 48. It's mostly 4000 series. And by going to... So right now, by default, it has the 4080 in there. And it's the NVIDIA one that they have? Oh, I gotta run on that. Jeez, that was more than I was expecting. It's $3,480 right now. But then, if I do PC Part Picker... for all these parts side by side, what does that add up to? So if we go summary on this, where's the services? Where does it tell you? Standard services, $109 right here. So they pay, that's to like build it and ship it, right? Or maybe it doesn't include shipping, I don't know. But they give you the price breakdown too, which is nice, right? So let's come over here and we'll go to PC part picker. Do list. Oh, this is the old one. Let's do start new. All right, CPU. Going Intel. I think this is the same exact one. 24 core, 3 gigahertz, 125 watt. 24 core, 3 gigahertz. Yep. But look at that. It says $589.99 from NZXT, but on here it's a little bit cheaper. $562.99. CPU cooler is the NZXT, and it's the Z. No, it's the X73 RGB Kraken. Kraken X73 RGB. $225 on Newegg. Motherboard, what do we have? ASRock Z690 Taki? ASRock. ASRock's a good motherboard. That's what I have now. Z690 Tachi, where are you? Can I Intel Z690? There's the Tachi there. Is that what's the difference? Tachi DDR5. Does it have DDR5? Yes. 128 gig max memory speed. Max memory capacity. I think this is it, right? Yeah, that looks right from the pictures. Add that. Compatibility warning. What? Intel. What's the problem? The ASRock Tachi, the motherboard supports the Intel Core processor with BIOS version. If the motherboard is using an older BIOS version, upgrading the BIOS will be necessary to support the CPU. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Good to know. All right. Memory wise, what we get here? We got G-Skill Trident Z5 RGB black. G-Skill Z Trident Z5, right? Z5 RGB black. Oops. And we got the 32 gigs. We're gonna add 2 of those. Storage, we did Samsung. I think it's the Evo, right? Samsung 970 Evo, 1 terabyte. $970 Evo. Here's the 1 terabyte. There's no price on that. No available prices. We'll have to find that. Video card. Which one did they have? It's NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080. Jeez. Case. NZXT H7 Elite. In white. 200. Power supply. We're almost there. Power supply is an MSI MPG A5. MSI. The GF or G? It's just G. So it's this one, which doesn't have a price on it. Hi. Alrighty. Operating system, Windows 11 64-bit Pro. So what other motherboard would be better then? Do I need to get a Wi-Fi motherboard from them? Anyway, look at, so do you see the price here? But this doesn't include the price of the power supply or that hard drive right now. Which, I don't know, what can we look that up on right now? Maybe, hold on a second. I just got a fat check in the mail from my jury duty, $15 whole. Nice. Save it up for a new PC as well, Robert Tables. Pro. The Evo shows up on Amazon as like $180. $970 Evo. Samsung 970 Evo. And what was the other thing we gotta look up here? Actually, I want to see what Best Buy maybe has that for. BestBuy.com. I'll share my screen in a moment. All these like store websites tend to be like, hey, what's your address? You know, here, are you in this zip code? And that's why I'm hiding it. So they're normally Samsung Evo. Well, that's Evo Plus. That means the Evo is probably just the non-plus version. All right, let's just call it like $100. Because these are normally between like, they're on sale too. Some of them, a lot of them are on sale right now. Save $90 on a, oh, because that one's a refurbished one. Or even this one. So Samsung 990 Pro 1 terabyte SSD, NVMe one. Normally $150. It's $100 US right now. That's a really good deal. Assuming that that's what it typically goes for, right? This is the thing with all these websites is they can price things out and be like, oh, yeah, this is how much you're saving. But meanwhile, like the going rate somewhere else is at that normal price. All right, so let's just call it, let's say $140. Make it even on that, right? 140. All right, and then the other one we want to look up, and then I'll share my screen again, is MSI 850 watt. Best Buy has that. It's unavailable nearby, but normally for $140. That one's $140 as well, essentially. Oops. Hey, Yanni, good to see you, buddy. Thank you for the head pat. What about Amazon, maybe? It's like hard to come by. What if I just pick a different one? So it's somewhere between 130 for the 750 one instead of the 850, and 160 for the 850G PCIe. So maybe it's 160. So let's call it like 150 on average. Let's say on that. All right, and if we add that to, so what's that? That's like, let's say it's 300 between the two things that weren't available. And we come back here and we look at PC part picker. Let me share my screen again. So we're saying that this storage is about $150, let's say. And this power supply is about $150, considering that PC part picker isn't giving it to us. Add that $300 to this, we're looking at $3,443.91 with some type of $15 discount on something, which I probably won't do anyway, so add the $15. So we're looking at $3,143, what was the number? Cents, 91. Add 15 to that. So let's say it's 868, and then we're gonna add that extra $300 to it. So we're gonna say, plus, let's just round up $300 and everything, right? And we're gonna say it's 30, 34, 60, 68, 91. All right. That's if I build it myself. If I source all the parts, pay taxes, shipping, whatever it may be, and then my own time to build it, it's $34.68. If I have NZXT build it for me, it's $34. NZXT build is $34.80.90. You see what I'm saying, chat? This is why I'm leaning towards just have them build it, whatever the configuration may be. But it's, I mean, it not necessarily whatever the configuration, because in a lot of, it depends on the parts. But if you go all out, right? And I don't have to stress or worry. I literally get it, unbox it, hook it up, and go. I could, you know what I could do? I could stream myself unboxing it and hooking it up. But in my mind, like, I don't know. I'm not really saving money by doing it, building it out myself. At least for this particular build. So, what are your thoughts, chat? I'm assuming they're counting. Let's calculate this all together here. So we got $199 plus $589.99, which is that CPU, plus the honkin' GPU, $379.99 for the motherboard, $161.99 plus $161. I'm just double checking their math here, right? Making sure they're getting those two sets of RAM sticks there. $77.99, $224.99, $159.99. Plus $149.99, which is Windows, and then the $109. So what is that? $3,371.9. And then if I do that plus 109, yeah. What do you think? You know what I'm saying? Elliot's, Robert Table says, Brian, building a PC is not that hard today. It's not like fixing a dryer. Elliot Brand says, a benefit to them building it is if you get a bad component or one damage in shipping, you don't have to deal with returns. That's a good point, Elliot Brand. Yet another vote for my side of things. Appreciate that. I didn't think about that either. Nafron says, building a PC is fun, but if there is an option to have one that is tested at a good price, it's time saved. Yeah. Rambley Geek says, you do you. There you are, Rambley Geek. I was wondering, is there a way we can compare the GPUs? Because I think that's probably the biggest cost savings I can cut out of this, is knocking it down from the 4080 to one of the other ones. But the thing is, they don't have like a I would want a 3080 or maybe a 3070. The best they got is a 3060 right now. Ti, I guess that's pretty good. But I'd save $740. I just want to know. Well, let's look at the difference. Dang, that's a lot of ports. 2 HDMI and 3 deep DisplayPort ports. That's pretty wild. And how's that compared to what I got currently hooked up here? 1 HDMI, 3 DPI, and way better speeds. Yeah, no worries, Rambling Geek, that you had to step away. What you doing with your existing PC? I'll likely use it for dual streaming and as a server to host some things. Elliot Brent says, I only mentioned it because I saw the issue come up in a stream Damian Edwards and Scott Hanselman recently did. Damian Edwards and Scott Hanselman stream? Like live stream on Twitch? Elliot Brand? I didn't realize that. On their own channels or like on a Microsoft channel? It was on YouTube. They streamed a PC build a few weeks ago. Really? That's cool. Very cool. All right, so this is kind of what I'm looking at, chat. Other than potentially cutting back on the graphics card. It's definitely future-proof. The big win for me is going to be that CPU. Building a new PC in 2023 live. Oh, look at that.
Say something, Damien. See if they can hear you.
Oh, it was on Scott's channel too. Cool. I'll check it out. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing, Elliot Bren. You should watch it. It was pretty good. Okay, I'll watch it. Maybe it'll convince me to just build it myself. All right, on that note, though, I mean, any thoughts on this? Input, advice? Areas you think that are, like, not worth it? I know Rambling Geek, you were saying, like, the GPU is probably 4080 is not worth it because of the power consumption. In fact, speaking of, like, the way NZXT sets this up, they make it seem like an 850 watt power supply is good enough. So, in any case, I need to start wrapping up and cut the stream. I'm getting super antsy. But I'll stay in touch on the Discord if you want to chat more about it, Rambling Geek, or just shoot me a DM, whatever is more comfortable for you. And anybody else that wants to talk shop about PC builds, I'd love to hear it. No, Twitch, forget your ad.
There's an ad running for 90.
All right, chat, we're gonna call it a day. My throat's getting scratchy, and I'm getting antsy, and I need to go rest up. I appreciate you all tuning in and hanging out with this untraditional stream that I did for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It was a little bit relaxing and low-key kind of thing. But hopefully by next week I'll be back to my normal self and be through all these weird ailments that I'm dealing with right now, post having a viral infection of some sorts. Again, it was a viral infection. I got tested for COVID. I got tested for the flu, both flus, A and B. I got tested for strep throat. And I feel like I got tested for something else. All of it came back negative. And she's like, it's just a viral infection. Like, what kind of viral infection? Give me more information. That was a nice chill stream, Nafron. I'm glad to hear that. Have a good weekend, Clarkio in chat. Appreciate it, Nafron. Always so kind, buddy. I appreciate it so much. All right, folks. On that note, though, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be right back here, same place, same time. Well, the usual time, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time next Friday, which is going to be April 14th, here on twitch.tv/Clarkio or youtube.com/Clarkio, whichever one you prefer. And yeah, I hope to see you all then. Have a good rest of your Friday and weekend. I'll see you next time. Stop the music, Jim. But until then, be sure to stay in touch over on the Discord or on socials if you're interested. You can DM. I really chat a lot with people on DMs on Instagram for the most part, and don't really go on Twitter that much anymore other than notifications there. So best place to keep in touch with me is the Discord if that's your thing. All right? I appreciate you all. Have a good rest of your Friday and weekend. I'll see you next time. Peace out.